Good morning, nieces and nephews. You know, I wanted to talk about the drones this morning. Okay, I already put a video out of what I thought. I just want to say or ask, who the heck is that eager to get out there and get up close and personal with those drones, not knowing who is controlling them, what is attached to them, and what are they spraying? I want to know those questions as well as everyone else. But I'm not super eager to get up and personal with them, being we don't know. I don't want to get sprayed by anything. I don't want to touch anything that gets sprayed by it. We don't know if they are here to harm us. You don't know if they are here to spray things where we're ingesting it into our lungs, into our system. And you don't know if they're going to drop anything that may be explosive. I don't want them things. Even if one flew over my house, I think I would peek out at it if I could get a camera angle from within the inside of my home, without being seen. I think that would be the best bet for me. Cause see, I feel like this at my peoples. When I run, you run. I'm not eager to stay up underneath them suckers because we don't know what it is. And it's so freaking many of them. Now, if you go back to my previous video regarding these drones, I was correct all along. You have to have some type of training. I ain't talking about normal residential drones where you buy your kids for Christmas and, your husband have it as a hobby. These things are being controlled by somebody who was trained by professionals, real professionals, to fly these things. And the fact that they're all over says a lot. And I'm not going to, suck up the narrative of aliens. I'm not going to suck up the narrative of, they're somebody personal drones because they're all over. And I said once again, those things cost a pretty penny. We talking, you have to have a pretty penny, honey, to purchase the amount of drones that are flying in different states. It ain't no drone club. This is one entity that have access to those drones and hecka smart, had hell of a training to control them. I'm going to push this until I can't push it no more. Prepare your families for the worst scenario. I have a whole showcase with certain things in there, prep items, if you scroll through it, that you should have in your stockpile. Maybe you don't have the money. There's ways around that. Because if you got PayPal, Klarna, Affirm, those different type of entities they are paying for, Affirm, you can pay it over a period of a year. Okay? So there's really no excuse why you can't purchase, I'm saying, a solar generator. Because what if it's an apparatus to hit our power grid? What if they are just scoping out the area What if it's an apparatus to hit our power grid? Dead in the middle, partially, 1/3 of the winter. Do you not realize electricity is what kicks off your furnace to heat your home? In some homes, electricity kicks off if you have a well, to run your well water. I'm one that I try to read between the lines, and my mother always told me, when people speak, you listen. And from the moment that our president got into office, I listened. When he first said that there was going to be a food shortage, I got on my game. Okay? I went yesterday, and I didn't have a lot of money because I paid my mortgage. But what I did have, I went and purchased, and it's still in the trunk of my car, my truck. I went and purchased a couple of cases of canned goods. I did. I'm going back sometime today, after I get my nap, purchase more water. I have my water straws. I have my generator, my solar generator. I have solar lights. I have a 4-way Silcock key. You know, if I really had times, I would take you down to my bunker, and I would show you all the things that I acquired over a period of a couple of years. It'll be enough to sustain me and my family for a little while. But I know one thing, we won't be in the dark. We won't be in the dark. We won't be thirsty. And we won't be hungry for a while. Because there's one thing that I was taught, and my mother has always been frugal and a prepper, and she always made a way out of no way. What I have in my non-perishables, baby, I will freaking see that sucker 20 different type of ways, but we're going to eat also. It's nothing to go get a big bag of parboiled rice, separate it, put it into Mylar bags, or vacuum seal them. Put it in a bin with a top, and put it somewhere safe. The same thing goes for oatmeal. You may not even be an oatmeal liker, but you could get oatmeal and grits for a low price. Separate it. Even if you put it in Ziploc bags and put a bay leaf in it to keep the weevils out. Separate it. Put it in your bin. Put it in a safe place. Same thing for sugar, flour. Put a bay leaf in it. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, make sure all the air is out of those bags. Put it in the bin. Save it. If you're a coffee drinker, buy instant coffee. Put it in a Ziploc bag. Take the air out. Separate it. And store it. There are a lot of things you do. The cup of, not the cup of noodles, the oodles of noodles packets. Same thing with that. Get regular spaghetti sauce in a can opposed to a jar. Pasta you could get for 99 cents at Walmart, sometimes less than that. When it's on sale, 69 cents. These are things that you should be ultimately stacking up on. I'm not fear-mongering, but I'm not taking no chances with me. Now, you can do what you choose, but I'm not taking no chances with me and my family. The government already don't want to tell you half-ass anything. So I already know not to wholeheartedly depend on them. That I got to do what I have to do to make sure me and my family maintain. If you look at my showcase, there's gas masks. There's a lot of things you should be purchasing to protect yourself. And if somebody is putting it right there in front of your face, I don't care if you buy one thing, buy it. Buy it. You know those painter suits looking protective gear? I have 4 of those. Head to foot. We could cover ourselves from head to foot with those suckers. I have our masks. I have our potassium iodine tablets that I've been purchased. That was the first thing that I purchased. The 4-way silk hotkey and the potassium iodine tablets. That was the very first thing that I purchased. Potassium iodine protects your glands in case of radiation. Okay? 4-way silk hotkey. You could take those. They normally come 2 in a pack. Little metal, looks like a little metal cross with little keys on the end of it. Little, nodules on the end of it. I can go to any tall residential or commercial building, go on the side of their building. If I don't have any water, go to their water pipe and use my 4-way silk hotkey to open that spout to get fresh water from out of those pipes if I need it. It also doubles as an elevator key. So if an elevator is locked, I can call that elevator with that 4-way silk hotkey. That 4-way silk hotkey can be used for a number of things, to open a number of things that'll help you save your life. I'm urging you to go into my showcase and look at a few things. Transistor radio. Solar transistor radio. So, if we have no power, it's a crank. You crank it, it's solar, you crank it, you'll get all the important information from those radio stations if they need to get to the public. If they need to get something out to speak to the public. Ham radios. Right now, you could purchase a ham radio. You can't use it unless you have ham radio. You're certified in that license, in that ham radio, using a ham radio. But buy it anyway. Who the heck going to find you in the middle of a disaster? But I know one thing, I have communication with my family. Same thing with the walkie-talkies. I'll have communication with my family in their long-range walkie-talkies. You don't want to get the short range, you want the long-range walkie-talkies. Because if you're anywhere near tall buildings and they're off somewhere a couple of miles beyond that building, you're not going to be able to use them. So make sure you got your long-range walkie-talkies. Emergency blankets. I have emergency sleeping bags. There's a lot of things that I have that I feel like will suffice me in the event of an emergency. Now, I know everybody is in awe of these drones, but I will be very careful. I will be very careful. Now, if they're a distance from you, fine. But if they flying over my home, ain't no way in the world I'm going outside to get a closer look. Okay? It's just like in the movies. You're the first one to go. I don't want to be the first one to go. Like I said, when I run, you run too. Okay, guys? Just a little advice. You don't have to listen, and you don't have to go look in my showcase. It's at your own risk, at your own will. Okay? And let me tell you, I'm not making a whole lot from anything in my showcase. It's pennies on the dollar, okay? So it's not like I'm trying to sell you stuff just to sell you stuff. This is stuff that I actually have in my possession. Anything that I post in that showcase is what I have in my possession. Okay? Go look at some of those emergency prep items. If it suits you and your family, please purchase, okay? Don't be the ones that's walking the streets and dwelling the daggone streets in the event of emergency, trying to find ways to survive or somebody to help you. Help yourself. Help yourself. Y'all have a good day.